Do note, I will be showing photos of the injuries sustained by both victims in this video, and they're pretty grim. So if that's something you feel unable to deal with right now, you may want to click away. Transgender, a term invented by anti-trans voices as a means to frame trans folk, typically teenagers, as people claiming to be trans for the sake of social status. But talk to most trans people in either the US or the UK, however, and the woefully detached nature of this label quickly becomes apparent. Trans people suffer untold social stigma, the constant fear of rejection, and assault, something which has been displayed very recently in the UK. On the 31st of March 2019, story broke of a trans teenager from Witham, Essex. At 4 PM the day before, the victim was approached by a group of teenagers who began to verbally abuse them. At one point, one of the teenagers drew a knife and attacked the victim, cutting a decent-sized gash into their cheek. Thankfully, the victim managed to escape and get help, at which point the police were called. As of the time of recording, neither the culprits nor the knife have been found, and understandably, the event has left said teenager very scared. This was an assault which took place in public during the day. The police believe the assault to have been motivated, at least in part, by the victim's transgender status, and are treating it as a hate crime. On the 5th of April, a second story emerged, this time surrounding 15-year-old Corin Kratz. As Corin headed to a special changing room, another female student attacked her. The student ripped clumps of Corin's hair from her scalp before she started kicking her in the head. The assault only stopped as a teacher rushed in to put an end to it. According to the teacher, had they not intervened, there was a very good chance that it could have been too late since the perpetrator was stamping down on the temple of Corin's head. Corin had severe bruising, lesions from where her hair had been torn out, and severe concussion. So severe in fact that she lost her memories of the 2 hours prior the incident and doesn't remember anything of the 3 hours following it. Apparently this is the third time Corin has been assaulted by other students for her existence as a trans person. I should note that whilst this is only being reported now, what happened to Corin took place on the 19th of March. Since then the student responsible has been permanently expelled and the school has begun to phase Corin back into class. Again, understandably, she is fucking terrified. There has been somewhat of a comfort to see the outpouring of support from the rest of the trans community for young Corin. May both she and the previous victim discussed get the justice they truly deserve. Now, I feel this is important to highlight since this is the world trans people are constantly living in, especially trans women of colour. For them, the risk is even greater. So the pretense that trans people are trans because of some fad, because it makes them popular, is total crap. It was crap when they claimed the same about gay and bisexual people, it's still crap now. Can we please fucking do away with it? I also hope this stresses why I'm so tired of the same bullshit discussions. This isn't a game for us. The dehumanization taking place in public, both in mainstream media and online, is having an impact. And it's hard to maintain your composure when shit like this is the end result. There are trans people out there who can do it, and I say all power to them. I'm not one of them. Not anymore. My patience has been drained. I'll happily educate those who can, supplying them with resources. Let them play the diplomat. But my main priority is to reach out to my fellow trans folk to let them know that they're not alone. We are fighting this and will continue to do so until we have reached a point where they can leave the house and not have to worry about the constant threat of violence. Because that's their right. So what do you lot think? What's the best way for us to tackle the dehumanization of trans people in many countries throughout the world? Should we begin taking incitement to violence more seriously, punishing those who cultivate an environment like this? Why is it that the transphobic people who pretended to be concerned about the well-being of trans children have all failed to speak out against these attacks? Did I miss something you lot noticed? If so, be sure to leave a comment down below. As always, please check out our other videos. You can also support us on Patreon. We're trying to make the channel ad-free, so be sure to check that out. I'd also like to say a big thank you to all our Patreon sponsors for making what we do possible, giving a special thanks to the following people: Hannah Banghart, Matthew Kovac, Brad R, Muck Gay, John Schoenrock, Daniel Martinez, Alexander Williams, and Atlas5. Take care now, and I'll see you next time.